We started this podcast talking about the Eagles. Let's end it talking about the Eagles because Saquon Barkley's comments that the 2024 Eagles were a top 5 NFL team of all time. You guys know the history of this game so well. Rodney, you're laughing. How'd you hear it? What'd you think about it?
No. Okay, so I'll just say this. I'm not sure where they rank overall, all time, but I would just say this is a team that is built to play really in any era of football. I mean, they could play, they can run the football, they can pass the football, they got good defense, but I wouldn't say this is a top 5 team all time. I wouldn't say that. And, Saquon's a lot younger than I am, and he hasn't been around very long. But I would put him against some of those San Francisco 49ers teams and some of those Pittsburgh Steelers team and see if he would say the same thing with all those Hall of Famers guys that you play with, Coach.
Yeah, Saquon has a little recency bias, and I've got my notes here. I don't want to take him back to the 60s and the Packers of Vince Lombardi when I was growing up watching that great team. I don't want to take him back to the 72 Dolphins who were undefeated. The 1976 Raiders, who were 16-1 and had a Hall of Fame center, a Hall of Fame left guard, Hall of Fame left tackle, Hall of Fame tight end, Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame wide receiver. They were pretty good, Saquon. And
yeah.
And then I'll look at the teams that I played on. My Super Bowl team, the 78 Steelers, we had 10 Hall of Famers on that team. We beat a Dallas Cowboys team who had 7 Hall of Famers. And those were some fantastic teams. And Philadelphia is great. They had a tremendous year. I don't see that type of thing just yet. Or even the 89 49ers, Rodney. You probably grew up watching them, Jerry Rice and those guys.
85 Bears.
85 Bears. Okay, the 89 49ers with Rice in that group, they had 3 playoff games. The combined score was 126-26. They gave up 26 points in 3 postseason games and scored almost 40 points a game. And some
Coach,
people
let me
would
ask you
argue
this, Coach.
that wasn't their best team, so there's some very good teams that Saquon probably hasn't seen yet or didn't see in his lifetime.
Hey, Coach, I got a question for you. Your Super Bowl winning team, do you think that you had a better team than the Eagles Super Bowl team from last year?
Yes. I got to that team, and the year before, in my rookie year, the year before, 10 of the 11 starters on defense went to the Pro Bowl. They went 27 quarters without giving up a touchdown. And that was just an unbelievable team. They changed the rules because of some of the defense that team played. And the young guys were on offense. That Swan and Stallworth and Bradshaw, they were just starting to bloom then. So by the time they got to that 78 team, we had it dynamite on both sides. Now we're playing the Dallas Cowboys, and they've got Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson, Randy White, Too Tall Jones, guys who are in the Hall of Fame, and we took care of business on them. I would even say, Rodney, you guys, 2007 team, that's probably the best team that I saw in the 2000s, and Philadelphia would have had a hard time with that team.
What do you think, Rod? What was the best team you ever played on?
Oh, the best team that I played on was the 2007 undefeated team, the 16-0 team. I mean, we were really good and smart on defense, had a lot of veterans. We were very explosive on offense, averaged over 37 points a game. We won in different ways, blowing out people, close games. But yeah, I think that team is a team that the Eagles definitely couldn't stand up to.
You're a little too modest to brag. That team, your average margin of victory that year was almost 20 points a game, 19.7 a game. So they're winning by 3 touchdowns every week, Jack.
Yeah. It's hard when you start talking about that type of history. I mean, I know what he's feeling. The team did not have a weakness. You start looking at the roster, their offensive line was strong. Their quarterback was strong. They bullied people. Saquon's one of the best running backs to do it. They have 2 phenomenal wide receivers. Defensively, their D-line was phenomenal. Their linebackers were so deep behind them. Their defensive backfield had 4, 5, 6 guys that could all go play. So I understand what he's saying, but when you look at all the great teams throughout the history of the NFL, top 5 is a pretty high mountain to climb. I think that's really the point that we're hearing here. Is that fair to say?
Yes, yes. And there's some recency bias. We know these teams in the last few years, but there were some really, really good teams in the 90s and the 80s that were very, very talented.
Coach, you know what he's looking at? This is that one caveat that he's looking at probably. He's looking at how big and how, athletic this team, this 2024 team is compared to, say, like the 72 Dolphins. Because, 72 Dolphins, their offensive line was probably 250, 260, whereas their average offensive line is 310 pounds. So, that's what probably a young guy like that is looking at. Look how big, look how athletic and how fast we are. These older teams couldn't keep up with us.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's saying, hey, we were very, very good on the Giants, but now I'm with this team and we're so much better. And I can see why he's saying that and why he's excited. And they put a pounding on Kansas City. But they're, in the historical context, they're up there, but I'm not ready to put them in top 5 just yet.
Agreed.
There you go. And sometimes a little bit of time going by, maybe they win another one and this team starts to prove itself. And then maybe they have this many Hall of Famers as time goes by, and we can have an even more deep conversation about this.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.